Hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space Ram. Today we're doing more plane reviews, and I believe right now I have the last of the planes that I have from .90, so I'm going to try and go ahead and just get through all of them very quickly today, or it may take me a while, but in any case I will be going through those, and this is one of those, which is an F-16, except it doesn't really look that much like an F-16. I do find the fuselage design very interesting though, your idea of using cubic struts and these, these ailerons along the top there. It's definitely a very interesting design. It's just not really an F-16. This plane, by the way, is by a user going by the name of the Swedish Sloth, and probably won't work. Oh, it does work. Okay, well, because they said they forgot a fuel line, so maybe we're only using fuel from one side. I don't know. Either way, they said there was a problem with the plane design, and it has Z fighting, which kind of sucks. But oh well. Let's see. Oh yes, and they wanted me to mention that they're also known as 11 Leo on the KSP forums. And this plane does not like to take off. Oh, your landing gear really far back. That's why it's not taking off. Because if they were further forward, you'd be able to pivot easier and it'd be able to take off. That's one of the concepts of plane design, is you want to have the rear landing gear close to the center of mass so that the force of the aerodynamics of the control surfaces and the engine thrust vectoring can lift the nose up a little bit and then catch the air, and then you're off into the air. Take off. Yes, that's how it works. Why did you see that huge momentary lag? That was crazy. I don't know what caused that, but oh, I didn't turn on SAS. That would explain a lot. Also, woo, that was fairly close. This is a very stable plane, I noticed, because I mean I'm flying it without SAS and it flies quite well without SAS. Turning on SAS. Oops. Ah, shit. Ah. Well, I guess we're also testing the survivability of your plane, since I've decided to accidentally crash it into the ground. Yes, I accidentally made an accidental decision. That's not how accidents work, but we're going to go with it. Oh yes, I have Curb Inside installed. I forgot about that. I think I didn't have... No, I had it installed last time I was playing this, but last time I was playing this I wasn't in 1.0.4. So yeah, that's a bit... It's new to me, but it shouldn't be new to you, because it's been a while since I've made one of these. I've been busy. Next up, also by the Swedish Sloth / 11 Leo, is the Crossair 3X Mark III B, which I like. I like the look of this. It's very nice. Let's take a look at these, as always. Yeah. Alright, full speed. Engage the SAS, and oh, this is using 3 basic engines. I hadn't quite noticed that yet. I do not like that you have clipping going on here, but otherwise it's cool. I like that you actually separated your control surfaces out a bit. That's always cool. Again, the landing gear, if they're placed... Actually, the center of mass on this one is pretty far back, so they're actually in a pretty good placement already. But I think they could be placed a little further forward to get it to take off easier. But again, that may cause some problems with stability for landing or something like that. I don't know. I do like the whole shuttle-like protection around the engine back here. It's very cool. Alright, let's fly this in a crazy way. Oh, that was a bad idea. I should have started pulling up sooner. Hey, we survived somehow. Holy shit. How did we survive that? We're not going to survive this. Oh, we did. Oh yeah, these are stronger than the other parts. I forgot about that. So yeah, they can survive a bit stronger crash, which is cool. Also, the collision effects is kind of confused by rolling on the ground, which makes sense, because you wouldn't really be rolling on the ground like this, would you? It makes for a nice light show though, and it's also kind of funny that I can just kind of roll this piece over and over, and it works. Next up, we're moving over to designs by another YouTuber, actually. This is an Airbus A320, which has ridiculously huge, funny-looking engine. That's not how engine do. Oh my god, that is weird. But I imagine it gives us a pretty good amount of thrust, assuming that there's air for those engines, because I'm guessing like he was exploiting the fact that the intakes don't actually have to be out in the air by having this area. No, that's literally engines on adapters. Where the hell is this thing supposed to get its air from? What's that? There's like some stuff glitched in here. Oh, those are wings to make it more controllable. Of course, this is 1.0.4, which has changed aerodynamics, so that won't necessarily help in any way. But seriously, where does this get its air from? There are no, as far as I can tell, there's no intakes on this thing. How the hell am I supposed to fly it? Of course, I also forgot to look at the centers of lifts and mass and stuff. Well, they're working. That's interesting. We have intake air? Yeah, we have intake. Wait. Structural intake. Somewhere in here. There's a single... Well, actually, there's 2 structural intakes, but it only registers 1 for some reason. Also, some of the engines just sparked and died and reignited. Actually, the engines are constantly sparking and dying and reigniting on both sides. Are these thrust limited? They seem like they're thrust limited. No, they're not. Huh. Oh, I guess this thing is actually huge enough to where those do need to be firing. Like, that many of them need to be firing. Oh, we're lifting off the ground slightly. Well, lifting the nose off the ground. And I don't want to collide the back on the ground, so I'm trying to be very careful with how I pull up. You can see me kind of fighting it, going up and down again and again. Oh, I had SAS on already. Okay. Whoa. This is really funny. I wonder if the engines just can't really spool up, because every time they start to spool up, they die. Oh, there we go. Come on, let's get some lift. Let's get some sparks. We have just engines dying constantly. I'm actually going to go in here and I'm going to say to shut down one of the engines on this side and shut down the pair on the other side. And the combination of shutting down those 2 engines should help performance with the rest of them, because it's only having to feed air into the rest of them instead of all of them. So yeah, it's flying a little bit better now. Flies rather slowly, but it is a massive plane. That explains all the engines. At first I thought there were too many, far too many, but considering how slowly this thing's flying, I think that's actually a fairly good number. But yeah, it's basically, it's an Airbus, it's a passenger plane. It's filled with Kerbals. Of course we can only look around at the ones in the cockpit. That is the wrong button. Nope, that's the wrong button as well. Hello. 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 Oh, I'm back here. Oh, we only have 4 in here. Okay. Is that because I only have 4 Kerbals? Yes, it is, because... Oh, we're actually stalling! Huh. Let's turn on the aerodynamic forces. You can see that how that works. Yep, lots of lift. There's drag from the control surfaces. That's interesting. The one, or rather, there's control input from the control surfaces. That's interesting. It's showing the forces on the ones that are inside the plane, when I thought that wasn't supposed to happen anymore. Maybe for control surfaces, Kerbal Space Program lets you still cheat. Maybe. It's really interesting seeing how the control surfaces are laid out on this thing. But yeah, don't climb too steeply with it, because it does not like that. But for now, though, we're going to crash this, actually. I'm going to fall out with the chase camera right about here. And I'm just going to kind of drive it into the ground and use that for the outro of the video. So stick around to see that, because I'm going to edit it into the end. And next up we have a Dassault Raphael, which looks slightly strange because it's, you know, 0.90, but actually survived the transition relatively well. It looks nice. I like the tailplane design. The tailplane design immediately strikes me as something amazing. Also the way he did the kind of smoothing the fuselage into the fuselage from the cockpits up here, and the nose of the plane into the rest of it, and the wing pieces holding it together. I think it's a very smooth design overall. I'm liking it very much. Alright, let's give it a try. And there we go. Engaging engines. Testing control surfaces. Oh, only the front does the control surfaces for pitch, and the back just does roll. That's an interesting design. I wonder what the control surfaces on the actual Dassault Raphael are like, because that'd be really interesting if it turned out that they were actually like this. I don't think so, but it definitely would be interesting if they were. Oh, let's see. We're going rather slow. Did they nerf these a lot more than I realized? I think they did nerf these quite a bit. Yeah, because this thing is flying a lot slower than I imagine it did. Oh, that is cool though. I can do like the dramatic low turns, do like a bit of a barrel roll here. Doing more aileron and less pitch because we're so low to the ground, but there you go. Does it quite nicely. Does a nice turn. Fly around near these buildings, really close. Let's fly right next to this one. Oh, I flew. Wow. I thought I was going to hit it. I flew way too close there. Alright, let's move on to the next one. And next up we have the Eurofighter EF-2000, which is of course similar to the Dassault Raphael, but a bit different in some ways, such as a box. Oh, that's really cool, and probably has way too much air. That is really cool. Alright, let's give it a fly. Alright, here we go. Just gonna... Oh, yep, it's the same controls as far as which control surfaces control what as the other one, and I'm going to foolishly just go to the side like this. Oh, that worked out fairly well. Flies pretty much the same, very similar at least to the other one I was flying a moment ago. We'll do a low aileron roll. I was almost going to do a barrel roll, but I realized I would have just immediately crashed into the ground had I done that. There we go. That's better. And now we'll go over to the KSC proper. I'm going to call that area KSC proper. The other areas are, I don't know, extensions. They're still KSC, but they're not the proper KSC. This is the proper KSC. That also makes sense considering this is the actual only stock part of KSC. But what am I talking about now? I'm talking about the Space Center rather than this plane, which I almost crashed into the ground. Flies pretty nicely. Like, it's not as agile. It's very stable. It's alright for maneuverability. It's not the best, but it's alright. Overall, I'd say it's a pretty nice design. It looks nice, if nothing else. It looks really nice. So, let's move on to the next one. After I crash this into the... No, I'm not going to do that. I am just going to switch. Oh, I am flying sideways. That's not good. That's not good. That's... Never mind, that is good. Oh my god, that was awesome. That was... This is a stunt plane, basically. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but this is a stunt plane. Hold on. Let me see if I can... Oh, wait, no. There we go. Alright, we're flying sideways now. Oops, I turned into it too much. I didn't want to counter the fact that we were going sideways, because us going sideways allows you to do some really interesting stuff. But of course, the way you counter when you're what do they call that? Like being in a sideways spin? I don't know. The way to counter that is to turn into it. Basically, if you look at the velocity vector, watch this. Okay, so I'm all the way on the left, right? So if I roll to the left, then I put the wing up against the direction that I'm having a problem side-slipping. Side-slipping, that's the term I'm looking for. Side-slipping, turn, and now the velocity vector comes back to where we're pointing. So basically, you're using the wing surface as a brake, because right now, the only brake against the wind is the fuselage and the yaw in the tail plane. But once I turn, now the wing is braking into the wind as well, and that allows us to regain control. And as far as I know, that's the way you stop that sort of thing. I imagine there might be other ways to do it. One way is also the engines, because if you can get enough speed built up, well, not enough speed built up, but basically, I'm flying about 150 meters per second in one direction. I turn to the side, I'm still flying very fast in that direction, but the engines are... I'm actually going backwards now. Oh, that's not good. That is not good at all. Yes, but the engines were turning me around. Although, I love the fact that you can do stupid shit like that with this. Although I should have done it at a higher altitude. That was cool. It's super maneuverable. It really shouldn't have been, though. Next up, we have the Lockheed C-130. This is, of course, still by, what's his name? Soundwave? Soundwave? Yeah, Soundwave. The same guy that I've been doing these last couple of planes from. It's got, are these drop tanks? These are... They look like drop tanks, but they're not though. I haven't really examined the C-130 on the wings, so I don't know. But it looks nice. It definitely, at least the engines look accurate. I know that, and the overall design I think is fairly accurate. It looks very nice. I'm liking it. Okay. Yep. Oh, the center of engine thrust is a little above the center of mass. Well, yeah, that's what you get when you have your wings all the way up at the top. Obviously. Alright, here we are on the runway, executing a very slow takeoff. In fact, I cut out a couple seconds of very slow takeoff because it was so slow, and I'm kind of wishing I maybe had cut out more because it's still barely moving. Time acceleration! Let's get into the air already! I got too impatient for it. Oh, there we go. Alright, now we're lifting off into the air. It's unfortunate the blades do not move. I like that he put all the blades on at like different angles rather than trying to make them uniform. So it really does look like it just kind of stopped in this position rather than, you know, being like different or whatever. Of course, they have some slight effect on our flight, even though they're mainly there for looks, because obviously we don't have propeller engines in KSP. Why is my frame rate going to shit? This plane doesn't have that many parts, does it? My frame rate should not be like this, but it's probably my own fault, and I'm sorry. It's okay though, because I will crash this into the ground, and you will enjoy these explosions. Wait for it. Wait for it. We're just gonna like clip the building, basically. Oh, we're still flying. Hold on, I might be able to... Oh my god, we're still flying. That's great. Alright, alright. These engines actually have low enough thrust for us to fly pretty much fine with only 2 engines on one side. It looks like this wing has also been damaged. It's missing some pieces. It's definitely missing, at least one piece I can see is missing. Looks like our control surfaces are intact though. It basically scraped off the engines that were attached there. It also damaged the wing's structure internally, because I just noticed this. There's actually 2 wing surfaces clipped together here on both sides, and as you can see, it's separated on this side. Oh, there's actually 3 wing surfaces in there. As you can see, they're misaligned and damaged on this side now. That is very interesting. Like, that it was... Well, that explains the lag. There's actually a lot more parts on this thing than I thought there were. It also explains... It also... Not explains, but it also allows us to have this kind of cool thing where it's like, this wing is very obviously damaged. Look at that. Like, I think there's even like a part that's not attached anymore that's kind of wedged in there. And then this side, of course, is fine. Looks normal. Looks like a single edge until you get really close and notice that it's actually several pieces shoved into each other. We're gonna go crash this into the ground. I mean, I could land it. I could land it. I'm kind of wanting to land it now because it's like, look, I've done enough damage to it as it is. It's not fair to keep it in the air. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and land it, and then we'll test the rest of the planes from a different takeoff point than the KSC. Because I kind of want to keep this around and maybe do something more with it, but it does cause lag, so if I am going to keep it around, I need to either not put it near the KSC or launch from other places. And I prefer the launch from other places thing, because that's pretty cool, and I keep forgetting I can do it. Whoa, 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 chill out. Alright, nope, 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 that was a bad idea. That was a bad idea. Why did I disengage that? Okay, nope, we're gonna take some damage, looks like. Nope, nope, everything's fine actually. Okay, everything is awesome, except for the fact that we are on one side, which is kind of like, can you roll over, please? If I, that was not the right button. That was to cut thrust. If I, no, re-engage the brakes. No, fully re-engage the brakes. I think I might have to try putting the landing gear down and back out. No, wait, no, wait. There we go. Oh, that's funny. Alright, no, don't revert. Next up we have the Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor. Pretend I didn't fuck up introducing it. Yeah. I imagine this looked a little bit more striking in the previous version. Otherwise, pretty cool. Oh, he's using the shot cone intakes in there. Oh, that looks so cool. That is really cool. I like that. I like that very much. Alright. Yeah, yeah, okay. Dude, where's the carrier? Where's the carrier? What? The fuck? Do it! Alright, I really wanted to launch this from the aircraft carrier, but it seems that the aircraft carrier, I don't know why, but it's not here, so we're launching from a place called Green Coast. Obviously, we haven't used this runway in quite a while because it has trees growing in it. No, don't hit the tree! Oh, and we took off directly after hitting the tree, which is unfortunate. And we made a nice, pretty particles effects, though, so that was nice. And now I'm going to regret my decision to do a loop-de-loop immediately. Never mind. I'm not going to regret it, because it was beautiful and wonderful. And look at that sun. I hit the wrong button. Look at that sun. Hold on, hold on. Oh, it's a beautiful shot. That is beautiful. This game is beautiful. Some people don't like the scatterer mod. TMO, I'm talking about you. Anyhow. Fairly maneuverable. Let's test it without SAS. Fairly stable. Very stable. Pretty maneuverable. How much fuel do we have on board? Not that much, actually. It's mostly empty. Why is it mostly empty? Probably because of the weight. Too much fuel weight makes it not perform well. Possibly also to do with the balancing. We have monopropellant for some reason. Probably because the person who made this forgot to take it out of the cockpit. That radar dish moves. That's cool. And the last one I'm going to take a look at for today is actually going to be the Lockheed Martin F-35, because as much as I started out with the lofty goal of going to... That is such a strange design. It looks cool, though. You can see that and you're like, that's an engine. I don't... That's interesting. Of course, it doesn't have VTOL capability, which is unfortunate, but, oh well. I did not... Those struts look a bit strange out of there, but it's alright overall. Yeah, nose is a little messed up, but that's just because it's a .90. I know I started with the lofty goal of .90 planes being finished, but I just noticed it has RCS ports on it. That makes sense. Those are like the air vents, or at least wannabe air vents for it being a VTOL, except obviously we don't have the robotic parts in KSP stock, so no robotic parts. But the point I wanted to get to was that where I am, it is getting late, and that fire looks pretty, and... Wait a second. Wait a second. Are those VTOL engines inside the fuselage running? Oh my god, there is, isn't there? Hold on, let's see. There'd be one like clipped in here. Yep, there is one right there. And then another one clipped in this whole conglomeration in the back. Oh my god, this is designed to have VTOL capability. Actual VTOL capability. That's pretty cool. Now I'm gonna have to give this its own episode. Not really. But next episode, I will start by taking a look at this more properly and how well the VTOL works or doesn't work. Of course, the VTOL either doesn't work or has massive problems in this version, most likely, and that is simply because this is 1.0.4 after things were rebalanced a lot, meaning it's different even from 1.0.3 because they nerfed engines, and it's definitely different from KSP 0.90, which is where this comes from. So, don't expect it to be awesome, but we shall give it a try. Next time, on Plane Reviews. Why am I doing that? Okay. Thanks for watching. As always, see you in space.